sum of odd in list dot py. Let's say we want to collect the list or elements of the list from the user. In this case, for that, we have to user list, create a variable user list which is empty, and let's ask user how many elements or numbers or how many elements they are gonna enter. How many, say int variable input, and how many elements, how many numbers are you going to enter, and it will ask how many numbers it is going to enter, and how many will get integer value. So let's use while true, okay, not while true, you can give the incremental operator I equals to 0, and while I is less than or equal to how many, less than or equal to how many. So let's ask the user number, let's say number or num equals to int input enter. So to use a variable inside of print statement or input statement, you can use f enter I number, so this way you can display the ith number, and now we're gonna save that given number or take that inserted number input number and put it out in the list. To save the number in the list, we use append function and use the element to save in the list. Now it needs the incremental statement, so yes, increment. That's how you're gonna fill the list with the numbers given from the user. While displaying enter 0th number, it will be odd, so I'm gonna write +1 so that it will say like enter 1th number, enter 2nd number, you can enter number 2. Okay, that is well better. Enter number, like that it will ask, so that it tends to look better. Now this is just we got the list. Now we have to extract the odd numbers and calculate the sum. For that we can use the sum statement. Let's say odd sum equals to, while adding the value we should always keep the 0 so that it doesn't interfere on the values being added. So odd sum equals to 0. While doing a product, you should use the number or keep the variable 1. Old sum equals to 0. Now let's set the index value. Again, I will assume I equals to 0. Now we'll use while I is less than user list. Okay, length of the user list less than user list. Now we'll take out every element from the user list and see if they are odd or not. For that decision making, we'll use if. So if in the user list the ith value, if the ith value is not is while dividing it by 2 is not equals to 0, this is how is not is written, is not equals to 0, then of course it's odd number. So odd sum plus equals to user list I. This will add the odd sums from the list, and that's it. And don't forget to use incremental variable. Now just print sum of odd numbers in list is odd sum. Now let's run this Python file. How many number? Let's say 5. Number 1. Okay. I should look there. I will enter 5 numbers. It goes up to 6. That means 0 to 5. That's already 6. So I'm gonna remove this equal to sign so that it gets only 6. Sum of odd numbers in the list is 88. I don't know that. Let's set up. Now let's run it again. 5. Let's insert 1 and 15 as odd numbers, and the odd numbers sum is 16. That's we get. For the another problem, I'm gonna copy this, create a file, and 22 sum of even in list.py. I'm gonna paste the statement, and instead of odd sum, we're gonna rewrite this odd sum in one single keyword hack. We can use Control Shift and K. Control Shift and L to select every, and we can write even sum. So that's how we can write the even sum. And for the logic, if it equals this 2, then it's even. Now let's run the file. Okay, the sum of even. Let's check. We will insert 3 data, 1, 3 and 2. The sum of it's even. Now I have already set up the file, so 12, 12, and let's insert odd data. So 12, 12, 24. That's how we run. Now 23 number. Count the space of a given string, as we have already done it. So let's count. To count the space, we want the values from the user. So user input equals to input, enter long strings with spaces. Let's clarify that. Oh, I just use for. For is negated here. So let's go for while I is less than length of the string, which is user input, and ending with colon. Next line. So I have to add a counter. So space count, let's say counter space equals to 0, since the count starts from 0 and when it detects it should be 1. So counter space equals to 0, and we can again write it like equals to I equals to 0 in one line. Now to find out if the character, each character is space, we should use, it's a decision, so we should use if statement. And to find out, we know the method each space. So user input, so if the character dot is space, then it will return the true, and which means the statement is true. And then it will add 1 to the counter. So after this over, so we're gonna print the number of counter, okay, sorry, spaces, it's, and you use comma counter space. So run Python file, long string with a 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, I forgot to use the counter variable. Now we have to stop using Control C. 1 2 3 4 5. That's the 9 spaces. Okay. Now in the 24th we are given the list is 1 2 3 4, but the expected output is 1 8 27 64. So this is cube of list dot py. It means to find out the cubes of every element of the list. So the given list, the G list, the given list is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and the expected list, expected E list is empty right now, so we're gonna fill it with the indexes. Let's go with the index I equals to 0, and while I is less than the length of the glist. Now we have to calculate and append. We can do that both, calculate the cubes and append in one single line. For that we're gonna use dot append, and inside the method we can see that from the Z list, element I, index with element I should be raised to the power. We're gonna use the double star or power method. This will append the everything to the E list. Increment operator, and let's print the expected list. So let's print, we got the 1 8 27 64, which is correct. Now let's solve another one. 25, reverse a string. So let's reverse a string. Let's say A is programming. How to reverse it? We know how to take out each